I'm Westley Nelson, and it is such an incredible honor to be surrounded by people who proudly support my protest. Not long ago, Zach Humphrey, my role model and the sole reason I'm getting ready to fly, had stated that losing his job at my old high school was a blessing in disguise because it had opened his eyes. I have to confess it opened my eyes as well as my heart. My close friendship with Zach and my support for him made me more aware of how crucial it is to get a good education and why it is important to follow your dreams, no matter what the odds. Ever since my childhood, I would have recurring dreams that I could fly. Most of those dreams were wonderful. I felt like everything that was keeping me on the ground suddenly became as fragile as a handful of light sand. All that time, it never occurred to me why I had those dreams until I began to develop leadership skills by sticking up for Zach. Taking my English 033 class and my volunteer work for Arctic Entertainment was where I found solace when life gets rough. My professor and counselor were encouraging me to be independent, and I am trying my very hardest to accomplish this goal. My will to be a lone wolf grew stronger as I learned many more subjects in that class, and so did my friendship with Zach. It is also where I found solace because we have so much in common. The most important lesson Zach taught me during our conversations was that education is the most important thing. Minutes after he said those words to me, I thought about him knowing how smart I was and that he cared for me. That was when I decided to give it everything I got. And now I've been practicing mathematics by finding the bosses in the Castlevania RPG video games. I've skipped to English 101 at the community college, and I'm applying as a transfer student for Eastern State University to study visual arts. On the Friday that Zach was relieved of his teaching job, I was a nervous wreck for the duration of the night. I felt like that I lost the one person who was counting on me to follow my dreams. It also felt like everything wonderful that happened to me had come to an end. I was indeed one of the many individuals who expressed their disgust and shame over Twitter. But the pain of Zach's dismissal did not go away that easy because half of the time Zach and I spoke on Sundays in January, he'd start off each conversation with how much he loved working at Region 7. I didn't think too much about them back then, but at that moment I heard about the dismissal. Thinking back to those times made me want to cry. On the following Saturday, the skies were cloudy, and I was brainstorming. I liked cloudy days because they keep me cool and relaxed. Those feelings helped keep my sorrow under control. Everyone missed Zach, and it made the void inside me much worse. But what made it the most painful was that his romance with Emily Borgman was just like when my parents fell in love when my father taught at Cornwall. This comparison made me realize that my interactions with this couple was not just as friends, but as an understanding second family as well. This also made me want to love my mother and father more than ever because of everything they are doing for me to raise me into a kind and caring student. To me, just sending one tweet wasn't going to make everything all better. I wanted to contribute in a way that will create some kind of significance. Finally, when I came home from the local bank, something enters my head. I discovered that if I'm going to help Zach, I had to leave all my fears and past insecurities behind. With those thoughts and my anguish running through my veins, I logged onto Facebook and created the very group that brought us here together. In conclusion, Zach realized that his dismissal was a blessing in disguise because it had opened his eyes and my own. Why did it open my eyes? Ever since I started this group, I was no longer scared and I became more of a free spirit than ever before. The revelation of becoming a leader and an inspiration to some of you was alarming to me at first, but I came to the realization that I had made the right decision to trust my instincts. Not only was my high school animation class where I gained experience in three-dimensional animation, it is also where I met my role model. My advice for all of you, our supporters, middle school students, high school students, or anyone in need, is to find your hidden strength, and if this passion is something you wanted to do all your life, go for it. Let no point of despair stop you. And Zach? So what if you're not a substitute teacher? It was never your teaching position that made me who I am now, and why we share a healthy friendship. Whenever I'm in GameStop or in any environment where video games and animation are prominent, I feel right at home, and I'm more social. It turns out that my talents and hopes for the future is what really made our friendship happen. Thank you, buddy. I would have never achieved such strength without you.